This is the Gillette Labs with exfoliating bar. The bar and the handle removes unseen dirt and debris ahead of the blades for effortless shaving in one efficient stroke.
We have one share.
Yeah, that is technically it.
Yeah, because I didn't have access to it.
Good morning here. All right, well, we're scrambling away here. Short week. Really good team to get ready for here. Minnesota's a very well coached team in all three phases. Have a lot of explosive players. Really good in all three phases of the game. So, be a big test for us up there. Offensively, they can great back, great receiver, great quarterback. Added Hawkinson, so they got a lot of firepower there on offense, and defensively they're good at all three levels. Their front's really good, and they got two really good edge rushers. Big guys inside, two good linebackers, and obviously Peterson and Harrison Smith are two outstanding defensive backs, and big punter's got a big leg, accurate field goal kicker. Explosive returners, good solid schemes in all areas. Kevin does a great job at the court with the offense. They've moved the ball very consistently, moved it well, and defensively, Coach Zonatel's systems been very, very productive for a long time. They give you a lot of tough looks, and they got a lot of good players. So. Let's get ready for here in a couple days, but we'll push through it and try to have a good day today and close things up tomorrow and head out to Minnesota.
Bill, how important is today for just trying to get everything in? It seems like a long day for you guys, both on and off the field.
Yeah, it's the biggest day of the week for us. Yesterday was an introduction. Today's the majority of what we're doing. Tomorrow's some situational cleanup things and review on Thursday. So, big day today.
Bill, when you study up in the off season about your upcoming NFC opponents, obviously you haven't seen in a long time, and you play them this late in the year, how much of that study is useful in your preparation now, or you just have to go off the games obviously they played?
Both. Things that, of course, you can't picture exactly what Minnesota is going to be in the off season without seeing them. You have an idea, but how they've actually evolved is something you wouldn't know in May or June. So, but now that you've seen it, some things get confirmed, some things are they aren't doing as much of this as we thought they would be doing, or as they did in the past, and some other wherever the coordinator was, wherever the play callers were there before. How you projected to go. So it's a little bit of both, especially this late in the year. We did more work on these guys probably in the bye week, just to get knowing this is going to be a short week after the Jet game, to get a little bit ahead on this one before we dug into the Jets. So that was more valuable for us, I'd say, than the off season.
So what do you remember about Kevin O'Connell as a young player when you drafted him?
A big kid, good arm, productive in college, smart guy. He was great to have.
Did you see him maybe as a potential future coach? Did you see the smart?
He was only a year and a half. But as far as being smart and understand what we're doing and all that, he picked things up quickly. That wasn't an issue.
Did you guys do any work or meet with Justin Jefferson at all prior to that draft, and just how eye-opening has his performance over the last 3 years?
Yeah, he's been phenomenal. Of course, we haven't seen him in the NFC, but watching him a little bit in the off season and then looking at him now, he was no secret, but been hard to envision the amount of success he's had in 3 years. The numbers are historic. So he's a great player.
Is that another example of sort of just how, I guess, like hit or miss the draft can be at times? A guy like that goes to 22, and I'm sure if anyone knew what he would do, you're not talking about a guy falling that far. It's just, it's interesting, the entire process.
And Gronkowski would have been a top 10 pick too if you knew what his production was getting. Talking about Hall of Fame type guys that are, not in the top 10, he should have been in the top 10. Brady, So, yeah, it's obviously it's inexact science, but no, he's a good player. Does a lot of things well. Obviously, the deep ball, tracks it, very good at getting open, separation, good with the ball in his hands. He's a hard guy to tackle. He makes a lot of plays. After the catch, makes a lot of yards after the catch, and obviously he's got a great quarterback, and Kirk does a good job of throwing it to him at the right time, giving him a chance, putting the ball in the right spot, and Jefferson does a great job of catching it, tracking it, and all that. So they're very, very explosive, dynamic group.
But what has the addition of Hawkinson done for them?
It's just another weapon. Just another good player on the field. With Cook and Jefferson. I mean, those are like two of the top players in the league. And then you had a guy like Hawkinson, and obviously Thielen and Osborne. I mean, I got a lot of good players. Irv getting hurt. But Hawkinson in there, he's kind of taking what Irv did. Some of it.
With Jefferson, Bill, I imagine just given his production, he gets a lot of attention. Is he somebody that you've seen even beat double coverage when teams have decided to do that?
Yeah, I mean, some of the catches he's made, he couldn't cover him much better than he's being covered, and he comes down with the ball. So, but they move him around. It's doubling him sounds a lot easier than it really is. You got to find them, got to get the right guys on them, and then there's some other guys to worry about too. It's not like he's all they got. Don't pay attention to Cook, and it's an 80-yard touchdown or whatever it was against Buffalo. So, I mean, kill you in a hurry too.
How difficult is he to bring down, Cook?
Good. He's fast. He's got good balance, really good contact balance. Does a good job making yards after contact, good vision. It's good in the passing game, so it's not just handing the ball. They can throw it to him, and he can get open. Once he gets out in space, he's a tough guy to handle. Good player, really good player.
When you think about some of the best red zone offenses that you've seen over your time, what are some of the best characteristics that those teams have that are able to punch the ball into the end zone in the tight space?
Balance.
Balance in the red zone.
Yeah, run it, throw it. Different guys throw it to.
Look at their defense. Just what are some of the foundational elements of Coach Donatello's scheme to you?
Yeah, all the things he talks about. Shell coverage, disguise, setting the edge, tackling, linebackers, fast linebackers. Exactly what they say they are, that's what they are.
You said it's mostly a zone defense and coverage, or do they mix it up pretty good?
A lot of, mix of 1 and 2, a lot of quarters, or some variation of quarters. 4-man front, for the most part.
What have you seen from Patrick Peterson when you watch him on tape with Minnesota?
Yeah, plays on the perimeter. Haven't played him inside much, if at all. Long, fast, anticipates well, and he's a smart guy out there. You got to be careful with him. He'll make you pay.
Is that something
They're
like
big.
he's been? Sorry.
Big guy. Good size, runs well, good tackler. But he's a really instinctive guy. He's seen it all. He's seen all the routes out there and combinations. You combine that with a good pass rush, which they have, and the quarterback doesn't have much time to look off. A lot of times, getting pressure from Hunter and Smith or the inside guys. So he does a good job of knowing when to sit on routes and when the ball's coming out and that kind of thing. Good player. Harrison Smith, same thing. He's one of the top safeties in the league. So got 2 really good players back there, 2 really good linebackers, and 2 really good edge rushers. And they have other good players too. I'm not saying that, but those guys are we're talking about some of the best players we're going to see all year.
Bill, how's Brian Hoyer doing? Do you expect him back this year?
Yeah, we'll see. Definitely doing better. Mm-hmm.
With Harrison Smith, frequently do you see him kind of playing games with opposing quarterbacks, just in terms of where he shows before a snap and where he ends up? And
Yeah, well, it's the old defense. Yeah, he's really good at it. He does a good job of disguising what they do and his alignment. Very experienced, smart player. Does all the things that a smart player does at that position.
did you say that was the old defense that was, he did more of that before? Did I hear you right there?
Well, again, we haven't played him in 4 years, so.
Right.
Saying this defense, again, they mix their coverages, and he does a good job of disguising. And you don't really know for sure what they're in until the ball snaps, so you better make sure you see where those guys are going. You miss one, he'll make you pay. But he's a physical player, obviously, good tackler, strong physical guy, big kid. So he has a physical presence of the defense in the secondary, as does Peterson.
Final question? Thoughts on Thielen? He's a good receiver, good competitor.
Yeah, he's another guy. They move him around a lot too, because they move Jefferson and Osborne mainly in the slot, but not always. So, yeah, big kid, big target. Certainly, Jefferson attracts a lot of coverage, and that opens things up for Thielen, Osborne, Hawkinson, Cook, the running game, you name it. So they're a well-balanced offense, and yeah, Thielen makes a lot of good, competitive, tough catches. Strong kid.
Fiery guy.
Yeah. All right.